As promised, we are going to start with out of order with SEB2023-025, Fulton County Tabulator Results 2020 General Election. Do we have a respondent here for that case? Thank you. Would the investigator please?
Okay, the Georgia Secretary of State opened this investigation after the State Election Board referred this complaint filed by complainants Kevin Moncla and Joseph Rossi, alleging Fulton County did not properly perform a recount of the presidential contest in the 2020 general election, quote unquote, called the recount. In this complaint, dated July 8th, 2022, the complainants allege that in reporting results to the Secretary of State for the recount, the respondent initially submitted vote totals of 511,543, which is lower than that of the original count from election night, which is 528,777. Complainants further allege that approximately 12 hours after reporting the recount vote total of 511,543, the respondents reported a recertified vote count total for the recount of 527,925, an alleged increase in votes counted of 16,382. It is important to note throughout the complaint, the complainants erroneously conflate the number of total ballots cast and the total votes counted in the presidential election. The distinction between the two is important because there were nearly 4,000 ballots cast in Fulton County that left the presidential contest blank, so the number of total ballots cast will be greater than the votes cast in the presidential contest. According to the complainants, they allege the respondents submitted election night vote count totals of 528,777, which is inaccurate because that number is the total ballots cast, not the total votes counted in the presidential contest. According to the original certified results, the correct number of total ballots cast in Fulton County for the 2020 general election presidential contest was 528,777, and the total votes counted was 524,659, and that's part of exhibit number 5. Approximately 4,118 ballots did not record a vote in the presidential contest, either because the voter left it blank or the ballot contained an overvote. In support of complaint 2, the complainants rely on 2 batches loaded reports they received from Fulton County in response to an open records request. Complainants allege that the first batches loaded report, BLR1, indicated 511,543 votes were tabulated and published, and the second batches loaded report indicated 527,741 votes were tabulated and published. Complainants questioned how the respondent was able to, quote unquote, find more than 16,000 votes between BLR1 and BLR2. The complainants pointed out that a batch loaded report is a product of the Dominion Election System Server, EMS, that shows all batches of ballots that have been counted, along with the status of each batch. However, a county is not mandated or required to use the BLR feature in EMS, nor is the BLR used to report election results to the Secretary of State's office. Rather, it's a mechanism that exists to aid counties with the tracking and reconciling of batches and number of ballots scanned. The BLR is also a running document, meaning it is one document in which the totals will constantly change when updated, and each update overrides the previous total amount. In column H of the BLR in the complaint, the column reads published. It should be noted for the record, published means the data can be viewed and or printed in report format. Respondents provide the SOS Investigation Division with the final BLR, and the final tally on the BLR for the recount was 527,925, which is exhibit number 6 in the report. Throughout the complaint, the complainants incorrectly referred to ballots cast as votes counted and referenced that a BLR was used by Fulton County to report official vote count results when such a report is not used for that purpose. The question remained as to how Fulton County reconciled the discrepancy between BLR 1 and BLR 2. Counties report all official election results through the election night reporting, or ENR system. Each county will gather all the election results, prepare a report, and upload the final official results into Dominion's election management system, or EMS results tally reporting, RTR system. The RTR is the main application for post-voting activities. It receives election results from the tabulators, allows for validation of the results, and reports the results. The counties are then required to export and upload the RTR results into the ENR, at which time the election results are received by the Secretary of State's office. This is the process that all counties follow when reporting election results information to the Secretary of State. During the recount, Fulton County performed 3 uploads reporting results, with the first being on December 3rd, 2020 at 12:16 a.m., showing total ballots cast as 525,365, with total votes cast in the presidential contest as 521,452, which is exhibit number 7. The second upload was on December 3rd, 2020 at 11:04 p.m., showing total ballots cast as 527,925, with total votes cast in the presidential contest as 523,779. That's exhibit number 8. And the third upload was on Friday, December 4th, 2020 at 12:27 p.m., showing total ballots cast as 527,925, with total votes in the presidential contest 523,779, same as the second upload, exhibit number 9. Respondents also provided the corresponding reports to support the numbers uploaded into the ENR. SOS investigators interviewed Director Williams regarding the BLRs and the uploads to the RTR for the recount. She reported that certain batches of the ballots were initially scanned with an ICC or ImageCast Central scanner programmed with the same tabulator and batch number, so the RTR interpreted them as one and rejected scanned ballots as a duplicate batch. Respondents looked into the cause of the discrepancy and eventually isolated the discrepancy to the duplicative programming of the ICC scanner. This issue was corrected by separating all 97 batches scanned on the duplicate ICC and rescanning them for accurate reporting on the RTR. Prior to rescanning, Fulton County made sure representatives from each political party, the SEB's independent monitor, and others were aware of the discrepancy, what caused the discrepancy, and were present to witness the rescan. Respondents confirmed at that point they had a total of 506,127 scanned ballots. After they rescanned the initial rejected batches of ballots, totaling 21,798 votes from the tabulator 816, Exhibit 10, the final total ballot scanned was 527,925. Respondents acknowledged BLRs were referenced during the status update discussion about the discrepancy, but only used them as a reference in trying to determine what went wrong and how far off they were in the count. There is no record of the respondents submitting official results to the Secretary of State's office on December 2nd, 2020.